Hello, hello, my darlings. Back now for my last look at my Journal de la Couturière journal. Made with Rachel Bella's papers. And I got all my leftover scraps here. I keep finding them everywhere. So today I'm just taking my leftovers, getting them squirreled away home in here, and playing with some broken jewelry to make some charms and things to hang on to the inside of the book. So as you can see, she is an absolute monster. But I love her, and I've decided on a name for her finally. So we'll go through, it's a bit of a hodgepodge of a video as I muddle through different things. But she does close, so bonus, I've learned something. So I hope you stick around and enjoy, and for you, back in a tick. Right, my darlings, Ghislaine. I finally decided that's going to be her name, Ghislaine. She turned out to be quite round. These haven't curled quite like I was expecting them to. If anything, the bound side is trying to flatten itself, and the outside is curling a bit better, but we'll see. So, first things first, I want to get some of this tidied away in here, and so that I can return to it later. So I've got those packs of scrapbook paper that I found in one of my last D-stashes. So I'm just going to go in and find a place. Actually, those can go in there for now. The rubber band can come off, because I haven't made an ex libris card for this journal yet. So those can go in there. Pardon me. The only sort of antique items related to sewing that I found in my sort of antique vintage box was this old package for, I don't know if you could see that. It's really, have a go, see if it'll focus. It's embossed, it just says bias binding on these really thick pieces of cardboard. And that was the wrapping that was around it that held the really old bias binding. So I would keep those and pop those in here somewhere. Actually, those can go in there on that back cover. And the rest of this is bits from the kit and bits of bits and pieces that I haven't used. So let's have a look through. I'll trim that down before it goes in. So some of these might be added. Those are the fabric cards. Those are the mini books. Slide a few of those in there. What else is in here? Pull it out. I can't pull it out all at the same time. These were extra fabric samplers. There's a few of those in there. These are just those tucks printed onto, where I printed the kit onto tracing paper and then crumpled them up. And those can go, where is it now? I'll shove a couple, I've done a few of these extra little cards to go in here, and I haven't really printed anything new. I've just used those papers that I had originally printed. And it's like another tag there. What's that, a pocket? That's a pocket. Pop those in that side. And what's in here? Oh, more pockets. And an envelope that was from the kit. Pop that one in there. Slide that back, because I can go back and play and embellish more later. Because I do feel like I've got to tidy this room up. The mess is real. Since starting the channel back in February, the collaboration with Rachel Bella and my 100 days, I've got to reset the room. That's all there is to it. Anything else tall in there? That scrap I'm going to put just behind there. Now those I've just done as sideways, like a sideways pocket there and there. And then there's another little sideways tuck on the side. So those can go. And where's that middle page that had the shallower pockets? Have I lost it? Have I gone past it? Yes, that one. So let's prop her up a bit. And now into those I want to pop these smaller ones. Now those are empty. So pop one up there, one over there. That is another pocket. Now inside these I've got fussy cuts and some of the smaller bits that I trimmed out for the kit. And I can't remember, who was it in the junk journaling ideas that did the printing on the tracing paper? I can't remember. It's in the Great Ugly, because I did her idea into the Great Ugly. But that's all I've done there. And there's some more fussy cuts inside that one. So that can go in. So all of the kit that's been printed and cut is now in there. And next, I want to add a bit of jewelry to the pages. So let me see, how am I going to do this on camera? Right. I need to think a minute, and I need to get some things from behind me. So back at the tick. Right, my darlings, let me explain what I've got here. I've moved the book out of the way for the moment. Just behind me, I think I've counted, I've got 6 pages in the book that have the curtain banding on it. So I want to look for some little jewelry bits that I can attach. So these are random bits of fabric. So I'm just going to put those off to the side a minute. Bits of lace and bits of offcuts. I've got those curtain rings out to have a play with. And a little tray here. I don't have many charms, like charms, but I found a little sewing machine, a little pair of slippers, and an Eiffel Tower, and a hanger. So, pop those in there. These are some random bits of broken jewelry. I've got a little pair of like embroidery scissors, a little cheap pair from the pound store. I think I paid like 65 pence for them or something. I'm going to attach those. Got my jewelry pliers out and my jump rings. And three takeaway boxes of just beads and broken jewelry that I could go through. And my bulb pins. And some different colours. And safety pins and different sizes, and these I want to have a go at as well, and they're called brooch pins, and it's like a big chunky safety pin, but it has loops on one side for you to attach bits to, so when it's pinned on, you can have sort of dangles coming off these loops. Oops. Attached with jump rings. Now, the only jump rings I've got at the moment are all silver. So this is going to be quite mixed. But Ghislaine, the journal, is quite eclectic as well. So let's have a go. Let's get... I've also found these two. And in my box of broken jewelry. From a house clearance, I had loads of broken jewelry from this one house clearance. Very old stuff as well, all costume. But if you look, all of these pieces that were in the Quality Street tub that I had have all had their rhinestones removed. So I think the lady must have done a lot of mixed media and things. Don't think these are clip-on earrings because that would be quite torturous. Little bit sharp on the back, but I might see if I can attach those to the edge of a fabric page. So, right, let's zoom in a bit now, and see what can we put together. Let's get these charms onto some bulb pins in some different colors. So I do have some blue going on in the journal. Attach a few of those charms. Put two together, actually. I'm going to put the slippers and the Eiffel Tower on. Actually, no. Let's do one each. And yeah, so it's just a bit of play. I can't believe I've ended up making another sort of beast of a book like this one. I tend to get carried away, and then what I'm making ends up being enormous. So whatever the next, well, no, I can't say that, because Penelope was a good size. I sort of managed the width of her as I worked in a better way. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. I want to get this sewing journal into a state where I can just potter away in my own time on her, because she is going to be mine. So those scissors can go in. Don't know about that one yet. There's two bits at the top. I could perhaps pop it on with, I don't have a safety pin long enough, with bulb pins on either corner. We'll see if there's a place that can be clipped. Put some silver ones on that. And some of these, those have come off of a bracelet, and they've got multiple eyelets in the back. So I'm wondering if a safety pin will work for those. Pop those away to the side a minute. How many did I get out? I've got tons of these. 5. Try that on a brooch pin. What color though? Gold? Yes. Gold or silver? Gold. And try a safety pin for one of the larger ones and see. Let's try a black one. Will it go through the eyelets from the charm bracelet? Yes. There we go. Does that focus? Yes. So that's just gone through the back 2 holes of that little charm. And there's a few other charms in there like that have multiple. See, I don't think that one's going to work because it's round. Will it go through straight the holes? Because those holes are on the top there. No, but it'll go diagonally across it. Close. There we go. It does float a bit. Or will a bulb pen be easier on that one? Let's try. Through just one corner. Oh, that's better. That's just a charm. There's 2 more square ones here. Those will definitely take a sideways safety pin. And those should lay quite lovely. Those should lay flat. I'm thinking anyway. It's all just a bit of an experiment. It's fun, isn't it? So just get stuck in and play. I just find I'm nervous on camera then when I really don't know what I'm doing. When I think, oh, okay, let's just go for it. The gold one. Is that going to fit? Again, teeny tiny charms. I hope this is staying on camera because I'm going to zoom in. zooming in is still a new thing to me. Oh, that didn't go through the hole. Through that hole. That's all right. And there's a few other small ones here. I have no idea what's going on in the back of that. I can't see at all. Let's put a bulb pin on that one. What color? Bronzy color. Oops. Or green. No, green. Again, this is just broken jewelry that I pick up from charity shops and house clearances and whatnot. So, right, so I've got those pieces to fuss with, and now I've changed my mind on that brooch pan. I think I'm going to go with silver. Pop these out of the way, make sure they're closed so they don't go flying everywhere. There we go. So all I'm going to do, I've got a few new jewelry. I've got cutters for my wire. I've got 2 of the round-nosed ones to help with the jump rings, and that curved one, which I've not used yet. So let's have a look. Now all these jump rings, oh, flying everywhere. I found these in a crafty stash sort of sale, and there's already sort of pre-opened, which should make life a bit easier. Let's see here. Blue, that way. So just take and hook that, and hook it through one of the hoops, and then use the other one to close up the jump ring. Oh, that's much easier to do with 2 tidy pieces, 2 tidy ones of these. Because before I've been trying to use the my chunky Stanley needle noses from up the workshop, and it doesn't work. Or it works, but it's a bit trickier to do. Loop those through one of those. So no, I've not had these long, these brooch pins. Am I on camera or am I going off camera? I'm trying to bring it closer to me, see? Sorry if that first bit was completely off. Am I on? Sorry, I stopped talking when I'm concentrating. Is that on? No, it's not. It's difficult to see because you want to sort of bring it right up to your face, don't you? And if I bring it right up to my face, then you can't see. Yeah, that's on. Whoops. So I've got 2 on there. And I tell you what, I'm going to potter away and get the last ones on. And get a couple more of these done using some of the broken jewelry from the tubs. And instead of you sitting here watching me put jump rings on. So I'm going to go away and play with those for a few minutes, and I'll pop back on. Back in a tick. Right, pop back on. I've had pins and things on those. I've not gotten one out for those scissors, though. Let's do that now for a second. Oh, it's got to be coppered, isn't it? I grudge using my coppers and my bronzes, but those can hold the pair of scissors in the book. So I've had that one finished. Let's see if I can focus. Little danglies on that brooch pen, and that one I've done now. Now, if you've not worked much with broken jewelry, just to explain this one, and we'll put the last piece on. I've made that sort of dangle using the beads from the broken jewelry. And the easiest way to do that is in the jewelry making section in your craft store. You will find these, they look like pins. See if I can focus on that. Yes, but they're flat on the bottom. So you could take a bead. It's quite a small, you need a bead with a bit of a small hole. Oh, and trust me to pick the dodgy one up first. No, there we go. And the flat bit on the bottom will stop that bottom piece from falling off. And then you could layer quite literally anything you want on the top that you've harvested from broken jewelry to make a charm. Let's make a random one here. But once you've got it sort of layered up, leave a little bit of room at the top, and then you take these round-nosed ones and you just, you can see from the angle I'm at, and you just curl. I've actually got a special tool that does this for me. You curl to make a loop at the top. That's a bit wonky loop, but I'm very far away because I'm normally doing this right up in front of my face. So there, you've got a charm with a loop at the top and a stopper at the bottom that you can then attach. And those little pins are not expensive at all. So that goes back in my broken jewelry for another time. Let's get this last one onto here with a jump ring. But yeah, you do find them, and keep an eye on your marketplaces and things like that, because people do set out to do jewelry making and they buy all the kit and everything, and you do see them on Facebook Marketplace, jewelry making supplies. My own camera. Sorry, I've got to bring it closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. There. So there's a dangle ready to go on. And first time actually putting one of these together. So I'm intrigued. There's lots of different angles you can do. Can you imagine one of those then with bits of jewelry, but also bits of really skinny lace or different woolies, the same way we do our spine dangles. Imagine doing little delicate ones off the bottom of a pin like that to lay onto a page or cover. That would be lush. So let's get the book out, pop all this away, and get the book out, and I can zoom back out again. So let's see here. Where is she? There she is. There she goes. Right. So let's zoom out. And where's that first page? Yeah. So do you imagine sort of on a cover that sort of dangling off the top of something would be lovely. I don't know if this is going to work. I really don't know if this is going to work. So let's get some of the flatter ones onto this page, into the loopies. And if you missed it, I did a whole experimental page in my Great Big Ugly for my 100 days on using this curtain haberdashery. So this is a bit of a lesson learned in that one. But again, these are, they're going to move around. Will that work? Or is that just wishful thinking? I don't know. Shall I try? I don't think it's going to work with the bulb pin because it's the bulb pin can't lay down then, can it? Come back to that. My little sewing machine. Oh, it jumped. My little sewing machine. Actually, these can go anywhere. Let's pop this over here somewhere. Little charm there. Let's get one more. Shall I put the scissors there? No. The scissors somewhere else. Let's try that square one. Pull the loop, because the loop is stable because I've knotted it. There we go. A few on that page. Come back to that. And let's go to the back. I need a prop. So on that back page, I did try my own camera. I did try one of the loopies on a curtain hook. So I've just tied some random bits of fabric, ribbon, rips that I had from offcuts, and stuck it on there, looped it in, and then down. So it is doable. I think that would look better with loopies, but I'm going to leave that one in there for inspiration. Let's try, what direction do I want to hang that? Actually, I think that's better on the other page. The other half of that one. Will that go all the way across? I don't think it will. Through that one. No, it's not going to go all the way across. Just that one. There we go. Oh, that's lovely. I like that. My problem at the moment with this book is that's going to create so much bulk. I'm not sure if it's going to close. So, right. I will go and fiddle and find a home for these now in a minute. Those clampy ones, I'm wondering, because that lace page is so floppy, I wonder if I clamp that there, like that, if it will keep it shut. That also means I could slip something under there later on. Well, I like that idea. Right. So, treasure hunting now. Keep my eyes peeled for clip-on jewelry. Pop that on there. It is keeping it shut. Shall I put that silver side? Yes, let's put the silver side on the other side. No, I quite like that. Pleased with that. Right, I'm going to fiddle around here and see where else I can put these other charms, and then I'll pop back on, because I'm beginning to doubt if this is going to close. So let me have a play. I'll be back. Right, my darlings, let's have a look at this thing. Oh my word, it's a beast. Absolute beast. So where's my prop book? It's here. So I've got some papers in there. I've sort of distributed the charms around. The fabric samplers are in there. Those were the little folio samplers with the writing space behind. Another sampler in there. Of course, those were the mini books, the mini journals, which came out very nice. I look forward to playing in those. I've pegged a pair of scissors on there. These were just all the spares stuck in, extra stuck in there. Couple of charms, and I've sort of spread them out a bit because they are adding bulk to what's already bulky. And again, with those brooch pins, if you could see, I've just stuck it on, pardon me, the side of that fabric because it's just too bulky to go on the inside of a page in what's already a bulky book. But as an edged angle, quite nice. And I've stuck the other one on that side of that pocket as well as a dangle going out, because that on that belly band was just too bulky. I got quite a fat bead in there. Those are more samplers. I've done those cards now, just double-sided cards to go inside those pages. Got that folio in there. Those that need finishing off. Added these, which have worked out quite nice. They're moving a little bit. Or maybe that's just me shuffling things around. There we go. Those are on both sides of that lace. Oh, it's because the mini book's in there. I might have to rethink where those go. Mini books. I've left a few charms on those. One on that one. Added a charm to the corner. Again, a bit of jewelry that was a bit thicker. So it needed to go up near an edge. And then, of course, I've got my notes in there. And on these bigger white pages that I was trying to troubleshoot before, I've just got a bigger piece of brown stock. Used some leftover bits I'd already had cut. Sewing paper. Leftover bits that I'd already had printed. So that's a pocket. But I haven't sort of done anything else to these. I've kind of run out of steam for this. But all of it is there, ready to be played with later on for me. Now, test question, will this close? Oh, it's a bit of a train wreck, isn't it? But never mind. I've learned something, and I've had fun. So, all those dangles down. I've had a play with my brooch pins, so I sort of know how to think about them in the future. And this is such a chunk of a journal. So let's wrap this around the back and give it a tie. And then I'm going to chop off that bit so that it's more or less even and just give it a bow. So I'm going to call stop on Ghislaine, my Journal de la Couturière, for now. She's gorgeous, very eclectic, and lots of goodies inside her now for me to play with in the future and to rethink. Because again, some of that bulk, even if I took those 4 mini journals out later on, that would reduce quite a lot of the bulk in there. And just play with having single inserts in there. But no, I'm going to call stop on her. And my darlings, thank you ever so much for watching. People who've left comments, new subscribers. It's been a whirlwind of a few months since starting this back in February. And I've had an amazing time. And there's actually such genuinely lovely human beings out there watching, leaving comments. So thank you from the bottom of my little ink-stained heart. And now I have a big tidy up to do behind me. And it's good for my soul because it helps me think and focus on what I've got and to think, what do I really want to start next? So thank you ever so much, my darlings. Hope to see you back again soon. Bye for now.